What's going on, guys? Mapex Speakeasy, and today I will be going over the Gacha Life Iceberg created by Isabel Official 984 over at the Iceberg subreddit. If you guys don't know what an iceberg is, it is basically a series of notable figures, facts, trivia, or myths regarding the subject at hand. Gacha Life, of course. And as the iceberg goes deeper and deeper, the trivia gets a lot more obscure, strange, and weird. Fair warning, I am not an avid fan of Gacha Life whatsoever. So I'm basically going in this blind. I may and will get things wrong or messed up, so please keep that in mind. And if I do miss anything, let me know in the comments. The first three sections of the iceberg are actually very boring, but once it gets to the fourth section, everything goes through the roof. So if you can't handle mature content, I'd say leave at the fourth section. It gets really messed up. I'm only going over the first 4 tiers, and then I'll be going down to the other tiers in part 2 of this video. So yeah, if you like it, consider subscribing. It'll make me really happy. Thank you, and enjoy the iceberg. Gacha tubers are just YouTubers that just post Gacha Life content. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. Basically, these are just fans of Gacha Life that post specifically Gacha content on YouTube, ranging from movies, lip syncing, memes, music videos, stuff like that. The content can range from normal to very obscure to downright horrifying. The sub counts can also range from 10 subscribers to 1 million subscribers and beyond, so yeah. Lucas Lee is the lead artist behind all the Gacha games / the Lumni games. I think the reason he's this high up on the iceberg is because he's one of the more notable figures of the Gacha franchise. I actually used to mistake him as the creator of the Gacha franchise. I also heard he's apparently being accused of doing some really bad things, but I'm not gonna go into that. The Lumni games usually have these Gacha minigames. They consist of, you guessed it, gachas, which are, loot boxes basically. Or this is referring to the minigames that you can play in Gacha Life or the other games, so yeah, take it as you will basically. Gacha Life was released in 2018 and is the most infamous game created by the Lumni Games Corporation. Gacha Life basically centers around you creating your own characters, making those set characters do little movies, opening gachas, and playing collection of minigames. Although the actual gaming aspect of Gacha Life is highly sought after due to the overwhelming success of the Inner Studio mode, we cannot of course deny the controversy behind Gacha Life, as the game has a major fanbase consisting of children, weirdos, and normal people, believe it or not. Gacha Studio is one of the more earlier games that the Lumni Games actually developed for, so that's basically it. Basically just an earlier game that was being developed, yeah. Anime Gacha was actually the first of the whole entire Gacha franchise. It was released in 2015 and just consists of Gacha elements, RNG basically. But unlike the recent games, has a huge emphasis on the RPG side of things, as Gacha Anime is an RPG game at heart. GachaTube is a YouTube channel that I assumed is owned by the Gacha team. Most of their uploads consist of community-made projects ranging from meme videos to edits. I think it's kind of cool that the community can get a chance to get the spotlight on them. Reminds me a lot of Bungie back in the day with the whole recon shtick. Gachaverse was a game that was being developed, which got cancelled in 2020. The art style is also vastly different compared to the previous chibi-like characters. Although, due to this cancellation, Lumni decided to release Gacha Studio instead, which, it is what it is. Gacha memes are animations that are looped back and forth to the rhythm of a song. These are usually innocent, but some of them are a bit edgy or just poorly made memes of current trends. Many Gacha tubers are Latin. This is, maybe true? I don't know. A big portion of the Gacha community seems to be Latin. Not saying everyone is, but yeah. Although I swear every Latin person I see in Roblox is always talking about some Gacha related thing. I guess the Gacha community leans towards the Latin side of things? Maybe. Pocket Chibi is a game released by Lumni Games in 2017 which introduced the now infamous studio mode, which is really interesting. So that's where all the Gacha mini movie started then. It's really interesting. Very interesting. This could be viewed as a downfall or the uproar of the Gacha stuff on YouTube, so take it as you will. The topic of gacha heat is very controversial among the gacha life community. The actual act of gacha heat is when a particular animal-like character is in quote-unquote need for sexual attention. The character also dresses up in a very particular lewd manner and then proceeds to do very, very weird things. Make it stop. These types of desires can range from a lot of weird things, which is... Thankfully, the gacha community has retaliated against these videos and purges every single one of them. That is actually really good news. Keep on the good fight, I guess. Ryu Alfa is a Spanish gacha live channel which I can't seem to understand anything in his channel. Maybe he's this high on the iceberg because he's one of the more notable figures of the community. I'm not sure. Since everything in his channel seems to be in Spanish, maybe there's a much more deeper meaning going on, but I'm not 100% sure. Should have paid more attention to Spanish class, I guess. Bugs Candy was a very confusing subject for me. I had no idea what was going on with it. I googled it, I found nothing, looked it up on YouTube, I found nothing, but I talked to the owner of the Iceberg and apparently they said there was a Latino gacha YouTuber channel which got terminated due to his toxic content. Lip syncing either refers to the gacha life feature, which makes your character's lips move a bit, or it's referred to the type of videos that is the lip syncing in music, which basically matches your lips to the rhythm of the song. Since singing is very hard, a lot of gacha tubers go for this thing instead of singing their actual lyrics. Now, my guess it's this high up in the iceberg is because it's a very popular format to make, but hey, you didn't hear that from me. YouTubers critique gacha tubers. Now what I think what this entree is referring to is that more bigger channels that aren't gacha life critique gacha life communities, not the whole thing, but just small communities like the heat community, the lip syncing community, the meme community, whatever. They pretty much point out the more cringier side of those tiny communities and critique it. Most of them are pretty valid and bring formal context and information towards the argument. Some of the YouTubers I'm actually subscribed to went over this, so yeah. Edgy stories are these gacha movies that try to be edgy as all hell, but instead they come off as just plain stupid. Most of these movies don't make any much sense, just adding pure shock and disturbing plot points which are very unnecessary. Although I do remember this one instance when a girl made a gacha life sad montage and put a picture of actual like slits on the roofs with like blood coming out and everything. Pretty edgy if you ask me. Man, many kids think they have depression. So they express their sadness through gacha life videos. These gacha tubers love to put depression in their YouTube tags or title. These tags are mostly prevalent in gacha girls with sad montage, sad Bart Simpsons, and sad Roblox videos. Yeah, it's just This mostly comes off as silly and a bit edgy, and maybe a bit rude to those with actually diagnosed with depression. There are some actual people with depression out there that make gacha movies. I'm just gonna point that out there. I'm not one to jump the gun or anything, but I think that's really messed up. Faking depression ain't a personality, nor is it quirky. Stop. And if you truly are depressed, I love you. We all love you. That sends alone saved me from a terrible mistake. If you are truly close to the edge, please get medical help. Depression is hard to fight, but it's never impossible. Carmen Cita White Tea was a gacha YouTube channel that, I don't know, said something bad and then a lot of backlash happened. I can't quite understand what's going on because, you know, language barriers exist, so I'm guessing that she said something bad in this video and then some guy said that this lady said this and now she's being a dislike bomb, so that's my best assumption, you know? 24-hour challenges. You know those obviously fake challenges? It's that, but gacha life, so yay. This is basically a gacha life video that consists of a set of fictional characters that the creator chooses and puts them in a 24-hour challenge scenario with varying means of obstacles. It's obviously cut and edited to make it seem like 24 hours. Some of these videos can get a bit risky, which is always my reason for being able to not sleep well at night. Toxicity in the community. Every type of community is toxic to some extent, although the gacha life scene is very brutal when you get down to the little nitty-gritty details of it. There's been several occasions of arguments, rants, callouts, doxing, and even threats. This section could also be implying that the toxic side of gacha life community away from the normal side, more leaning towards the heat side as an example. Gacha life abandoned due to gacha club. The last update on Gacha Life was 2 years ago, only bringing in bug fixes. My best guess is that Looney tried to move on from Gacha Life for Gacha Club, as Gacha Club still gets updates here and there. Despite this, it seems like Gacha Life is a more popular game due to its notoriety among the YouTube space. Who knows? Maybe Looney Game's trying to kill off Gacha Life. Good luck with that. Before we go further into this section of the iceberg, I gotta say some things. From now on forward, the entries start to get a bit more messed up, but in the next category of the iceberg, things will go completely off the roof. So if you think you can't handle mature content, I'd say leave after this entree. 2 of these subjects are a bit sensitive, but once we get to the 4th section, everything goes through the roof. If you're not comfortable with mature topics, you may leave the video now. If not, I warned you. The Queen of GachaTubers is a channel which stole a video from a much more bigger gacha channel, claimed that it has her own. So of course she got disliked bomb, so it is what it is, I guess. Hey, if it's too difficult, just steal it. Like I did with this iceberg. There's credit in the description, by the way. Gina is a preset character from the Gacha Life that you can pick from, and there's a more creepier side to her, but like we're not there yet, so I'll cover it later then. Gacha games on the PC. I'm pretty sure this is referring to the ports of the gacha games that are on PC. Looney games are very well known as mobile apps, but I doubt the majority of the Gacha Life fanbase knows about the PC versions of these games. I believe that most of the content creators are on PC versions of the gacha games. I didn't even know these PC ports existed until the making of this iceberg. That's actually very crazy, holy crap. Club Schmelly and Club Ooh Woo are little clubs that you can join in Gacha Club. These have their own characters and respected tiny little stories. You can choose to favorite any of these clubs if you are more liking to them. I think the reason these 2 are cherry picked specifically is because maybe they have some type of game work going on. I'm not sure. Terminated GachaTubers. This section most likely refers to the GachaTubers that have done some very bad things which got their channel deleted. Although this section is very broad, like who are the people that did and what did they do, stuff like that. It's a very broad subject, but I guess it's this little iceberg, you know? Safia, your best friend. This is apparently a GachaTuber that sparked some really big controversy because she proclaimed herself as a hacker. She would regularly comment on people's videos and try to persuade them to become friends. Accepting this friendship request would apparently get their channels hacked. After that, she would post her own YouTube videos on the person that got hacked. I tried to translate the information I received from Spanish to English, although this might be a bit skewed, but I'd say I got a good gist of it. Mikahura dead? From my research, Mikahura was a GachaTuber that passed away. There are several videos of GachaTubers mourning the loss of her. Although I found this tweet in Spanish saying that she's not dead, so I guess I cannot confirm nor deconfirm that she is alive or dead. Either way, I hope she's doing okay. I did a lot of research and looked everywhere on YouTube. I found nothing, so I can't cover this entree. My apologies. When I did my research on this was crazy to me. Seeing Gacha Life in the actual news network is absolutely mind-blowing to me. In 16/12/2019, a Salvadorian news network covered Gacha Life. A mom was interviewed and she described what she witnessed. She said that her child was watching Gacha Life content, innocent enough, correct? But then soon enough, the mother was shocked to see that the innocent-looking enough characters in the Gacha Life video were actually performing sexual activities. The news outlet then covered the game for its capabilities of making pornography imagery, its effects on younger children, and the harm that could cause. I doubt that news anchors knew what the actual meaning behind the Gacha Life was for, creating little movies, not pornography. You know, the same way that CNN thinks video games cause violence. This was a terrible look for the Gacha Life community and for Looney himself, as a news anchor made Gacha Life community look very bad. It's really crazy to me. Controversy in the community. Gacha Life is very controversial as hell. To outsiders, it seems to be a place for a bunch of furries to fulfill their little fantasies, but to the insiders, it's a place to express your stories and feelings, for better or for worse. Of course, controversy is a very common occurrence in the Gacha Life community. This can be sparked via the heat trend, the cringe TikTok compilations, or the messed up videos that are made. Topics in such a matter can cause a sudden uproar of controversy and start a mini Gacha Life civil war. Who will be victorious? I'm not sure. Suicide. Now, about that warning earlier, this is where the old messed up things start. Gacha Life Suicide is a pretty messed up type of Gacha Life template. It tells a story with varying means of quality. These stories get linked to a character committing suicide. It's very messed up. Gacha Life is capable of telling compelling stories, but it's still up in the air if telling suicide stories is very suitable to Gacha Life. I mean, some kids could be watching and this could cause some mental trauma to them. Although most of the Gacha Life suicide stories that I've seen have a happy ending, and some of them do end up in suicide unfortunately, but it's handled very respectably. There are a few bad apples that I've seen that just romanticize it and just make it look very edgy, which is always distasteful. FNF reactions. Sorry if I laughed a bit, it's just I'm surprised that this is right next to suicide, but hey, whatever. FNF reactions are these videos where people react to videos about FNF, but it isn't people, it's actually people. Fuck. Now, personally, I find these kinds of videos to be very lazy. Just stealing a video, putting it on the screen, and making minor adjustments to the character's facial expressions. A bit lazy if you ask me. This is just that, but with FNF videos. Now, I don't know why it's down here, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, but I don't know this entree. It was pretty much the other entree that I couldn't figure it out, but I assumed that guy had multiple accounts and probably like made more videos or harassed people. I'm not sure. I am very sorry. Don't fucking kill me. Abusive videos. Now, abuse is a very hard subject to tackle. It's best to tell an abusive story through someone who actually experienced it firsthand. Though, what does the Gacha Life community do? They get their hands on a subject and do their own thing, for better or for worse. Most of the abusive Gacha Life videos are very tame and have no means of any harm, just to inform the person actually watching the video about the abusive nature that comes in relationships. But some of them can get very unrealistic. Or this is referring to the many torture-like videos labeled under abuse. These are downright sick and an awful taste. It's just God help us all. Lucas suicide theory. Lucas isn't dead. Shocking. But I found this video about an apparent rapper that died. The rapper's name was Looney, by the way. Yeah, so maybe this has sparked some confusion. Maybe there's a theory going on around about something that Lucas might be planning to do. I'm not sure. Or maybe this is referring to this video. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm stabbing right now! No! Get down at the ground! No!
How awful. Colombian, Russian, and Australian Gacha tubers. Now, I'm gonna be skipping these entrees because the Iceberg has a lot of them and I can't really figure out anything. It's very broad. Though I might cover one of these, but I'm not sure depending on my research on part 2, so yeah. Colombian, Russian, and Australian Gacha tubers, I assume there's something up with them, but I don't quite know. Maybe they're a lot more obscure, but yeah. Gacha Life gore videos. This is basically a rabbit hole of videos that are mainly on the gory side of things. It seems normal at first, but it's just a bunch of blood and guts, and it's a bunch of disgusting artwork as well. Not meant for the lighthearted at all. Just a whole part that a kid might run into a Gacha Life video and see the gore and how disgusting it is. That's the thing that kind of scares me. Just like some kid might see this Gacha Life gore video, like, unexpectedly. Like, that's the thing that Gacha that scares the crap out of me. It looks friendly as fuck, but it is capable of making some vile and disgusting things. GachaFlix is a GachaTube channel that consists of many perverty, clickbaity videos. Most of the video consists of very weird things like glasses that can see through clothes, touch my body challenge, and I fed our child to a pig. All these videos have a very uncanny and strange feel to them, which always adds on to the more obscureness. Maybe GachaFlix has more things going to back. I've done my best research. all I found was very uncanny feeling videos and just that stuff. So, yeah. This is either a joke entry or it's referring to the prototype name of Gacha Club. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Very interesting, actually. Like the prototype name was the game you're working on, but with a 2 in it. That's crazy to me. Wow. And that concludes part 1 of the Gacha Life Iceberg. Now, when I started making this video, I believe it was July the uh, maybe the 7th, I think, the July 7th, I believe. I was just like at my break while I was working, I was like, oh, let me just look at my phone, look through Reddit, and I found that iceberg, and so that's what started me making it. So about part 2, I'm gonna start working on it whenever I can. Maybe like I'll start next Wednesday. Maybe I'll try next Wednesday work on part 2 on the iceberg. But I want to make like at least 2 more Roblox videos, and I'll start working on the iceberg part 2. And I actually found a lot more entries that I found, like a lot more things that I could add to the iceberg, and I helped one of my friends from Discord. You know who you are if you're watching this video. I found some things I could add. So the thing is, I'm not gonna edit this iceberg yet. I'm gonna make part 2, and I'm gonna go over all the subjects it has. Then I'll make a third video. It'll be the director's cut part 1 and 2 plus the new subjects in the side of the iceberg, which is very excited to work on. Actually, wow, this is a very difficult video to make. Really, really difficult. A span of 2 weeks to make it. This has been my most ambitious product to my channel, and wow, I just don't believe it that I made it. I did this video. I did part 1. I did it. You know, it feels great. It feels really good. So if you made it this far, consider subscribing to my channel. Since you made it this far, why not just stop by and, you know, leave a like or maybe subscribe to me, eh? No? No? Okay. Alright, that's fine. Man, this video was a good distraction from my whole IRL shit going on. Just a lot of mental distractions. This is great to make, but yeah, let's not get into that. So, part 2 is going to be worked on in a week, next Wednesday. So, it's going to be great. Looking forward to it. So, yeah, that's about it. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you guys subscribe to my channel, you guys are amazing. And if you want part 2, leave a comment. Maybe correct me if I was being stupid. So, yeah, that's about it. Alright, take care, guys. Peace.